2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark sent ripples through the sporting universe, not with a basketball in her hands but with a golf club. The sight of Clark on a golf course, rather than a hardwood court, was unexpected enough, but it was her jaw-dropping techniques that left everyone from seasoned pros to casual fans staring slack-jawed at their screens. Here was an athlete, celebrated as one of the greatest basketball players of her generation, casually stepping into a different sport and rewriting the playbook, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. It wasn't just skill, it was a moment of brilliance that defied expectations and solidified her status as the GOAT. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Clark's appearance on the green had an air of calculated improvisation, the kind of energy that makes you sit up and pay attention. She approached the tee with the casual confidence of someone grabbing a coffee, and yet held the intensity of a predator locking in on its prey. Her swing was a paradox, a mix of precision and flair that seemed equal parts instinct and artistry. The ball launched with an elegance that suggested years of practice, though everyone knew she'd likely spent more time practicing jump shots than putting. And yet there it went, straight, long, and landing with surgical accuracy near the pin. What made her performance so shocking wasn't just her competence, but her dominance. While most athletes stepping into unfamiliar territory might show flashes of their natural talent, Clark made golf look like her first language. Her putting game was eerily reminiscent of her basketball court vision. The way she studied the slope of the green, adjusted her stance, and tapped the ball with just the right force felt like watching her dissect a defensive scheme on the court. It wasn't hard to imagine her mentally mapping angles and trajectories, visualizing the ball's path in much the same way she would calculate an impossible three-pointer. And then there were her mannerisms, which provided a running commentary to the spectacle. Clark has always been animated, her facial expressions and body language on the basketball court often telling the story as much as her stats. On the golf course, this translated into moments of unintentional comedy. After an especially tricky bunker shot that somehow landed inches from the hole, she threw her hands up in mock disbelief, as if to say, "Are you kidding me?" Watching her was as entertaining as it was inspiring, proof that greatness doesn't have to take itself too seriously. What made this event so captivating was the seamlessness with which Clark seemed to adapt. Golf, often associated with careful deliberation and quiet focus, is the polar opposite of basketball's fast-paced chaos. Yet Clark made the transition look easy, blending her basketball instincts with a golfer's finesse. Her basketball career has always been defined by her ability to anticipate and react, to make decisions in fractions of a second. Those same instincts were on full display here, as she read the course like a seasoned veteran, picking up on subtleties that many overlook. The implications of this moment stretch far beyond the confines of a single golf course. Clark's performance wasn't just a display of athleticism, it was a reminder of the sheer versatility and adaptability that define the greats. It's one thing to dominate your sport. It's another to step into an entirely different arena and excel with the same brilliance. This wasn't just about golf or basketball. It was about the broader concept of mastery, of what it means to push boundaries and redefine what's possible. Watching Clark take on golf felt like witnessing a masterclass in transferable skills. Her approach to the game, both strategic and instinctive, was a testament to her work ethic and mental acuity. Whether she was lining up a putt or crushing a drive down the fairway, there was an underlying sense of intention, a clarity of purpose that is rare in any sport. Her performance was less about raw talent, though there was plenty of that, and more about how she applied her mindset to a new challenge. It's a lesson in adaptability that transcends sports, offering a blueprint for how anyone can approach the unfamiliar with confidence and curiosity. Of course, Clark being Clark, there were moments of flair that seemed designed to entertain as much as they were to win. After sinking a long putt that even seasoned golfers would struggle with, she spun her club like a drum major with a baton, a grin spreading across her face. It wasn't showboating, it was joy, pure and simple. Moments like these reminded everyone watching that, at its core, sport is about play. Even in the midst of a performance that could only be described as legendary, Clark never lost her sense of fun. But perhaps the most impressive part of the whole event was how effortlessly Clark handled the pressure. The cameras were rolling, the crowd was buzzing, and social media was already ablaze with reactions. For most people, the weight of those expectations would have been paralyzing. For Clark, it seemed to be fuel. She thrives in the spotlight, and this was no exception. Each swing, each putt, each triumphant fist pump was a reminder of why she's considered one of the greatest athletes of her generation. It wasn't just about the skill, it was about the moment, the way she rose to the occasion and made it her own. Clark's foray into golf also sparked discussions about the nature of greatness itself. What does it mean to be the GOAT? Is it about mastery of one craft, or is it about the ability to excel across disciplines? Watching Clark on the course, it was hard not to think about athletes like Bo Jackson and Serena Williams, whose versatility and dominance have made them icons. Clark's performance felt like it belonged in that same conversation, a reminder that the best athletes aren't defined by their limitations, but by their capacity to transcend them. As the event unfolded, there was an almost palpable sense of awe among those watching. Even the commentators, who are paid to find the right words for such moments, seemed occasionally at a loss. How do you describe the kind of talent that makes the extraordinary look routine? How do you capture the energy of a moment that feels like it will be replayed and analyzed for years to come? In the end, the only thing anyone could agree on was this: Caitlin Clark had done something special. The shockwaves from Clark's performance are likely to resonate for a long time. For young athletes watching at home, it was a powerful example of what's possible when you approach life with an open mind and a fearless attitude. For fans, it was a reminder of why we love sports in the first place: the drama, the unpredictability, the moments that make us believe in something bigger than ourselves. And for Clark herself, it was another chapter in a career that already feels like it belongs to the ages. But perhaps the best way to sum up the event is with a simple observation. Caitlin Clark made golf exciting. For a sport that often struggles to capture the imagination of younger audiences, that's no small feat. Watching her play was like watching a highlight reel in real time. A series of moments so perfectly executed that you couldn't help but cheer. She didn't just play the game, she elevated it, turning what could have been a routine exhibition into an unforgettable spectacle. 2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark shocked the world, not by doing what she's known for, but by doing something entirely unexpected. It was a performance that will be talked about for years to come, not just because of what she accomplished, but because of how she accomplished it. With every swing, every putt, and every grin, she reminded us all why she's the GOAT. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.